name's Josh Silva. And today we're going to talk a little bit about military boot camp, surviving military boot camp, what it's kind of like to be in it. Mainly today it's going to be about the Marine Corps boot camp, because I went through that, and I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. So hopefully, you can believe what I say, because I did it, and a lot of my friends did it too. Then many people don't really know what goes on in a military boot camp, mainly because only 1% of the population at any given time is actually going through some kind of boot camp process, or is part of an active duty service, protecting America's home front. Some 3 main points I'm going to preview with is why join, why some recruits join, some Marines, Army, soldiers, whatever it may be, why they join. Some hardships during the military boot camp, some training they go through, a couple of my personal experiences, maybe a story or two. And then finally, about graduation, what it means to certain Marines, what it means to certain soldiers, Navy, and even Coast Guard has their own little tiny boot camp. So moving on, why do people join the military? There's a lot of different reasons. I've seen everything from gaining citizenship. I had a friend from Puerto Rico that wanted to gain citizenship, and one of the ways was to join the military, and it was a fast track to getting his citizenship. Some other ways that people join, if they're facing jail time, or if they have a small crime that they've committed, and the judge says, hey, you can either do some jail time or you can join the military. Another thing, my reason for joining was, to me, being an American is serving your military or doing something to help your country out. My grandfather was in the Marine Corps, and my real dad was as well. That's another reason why people join too, is because of family lineage. A lot of people want to just get independence from their life, go out and do their own thing. And they feel the military is a good way to grow up actually, and see the world, on the government's dime pretty much. When you join boot camp, this is what you look like. You just have a bag, whatever clothes you're wearing, and you're getting screamed and yelled at. You don't really get to say much. You just get screamed and yelled at. You run around a lot. First thing you do when you get there is your head gets shaved. The main point is bringing you down to your lowest point as a human being. You feel humiliated, harassed, embarrassed, and they pretty much want to build you back up the way they want you to act, or the way that you should act, by training in physical fitness, mental stress. It's pretty much all of those things that they do, put them together. For 3 months, you're going through some hard times. If any of you have seen Surviving the Cut on Netflix, it's about pretty much different boot camps and different special operations schools that people go through, and it gives them their hard times. That would be something, if you want to watch it, kind of gives you an insight of every branch of the military. Some training that we go through is lots of running, lots of shooting, crawling your back through mud, barbed wire, all the myths that you pretty much hear are somewhat true. You don't really get beat up in boot camp unless it's by other members of your platoon. You don't really get beat up by the drill instructors themselves. They don't really mess with you like that physically. It's mainly mental stress, making you run around a lot. I would do a 3-mile timed run in boot camp. Mine was 22 minutes, and 3 miles in 22 minutes, and to pass you have to do it in 28 minutes. That's the requirement. Pull-ups, you have to do 20 before you can pass your final PFT, and 100 crunches, and that's pretty easy. Everybody can do some sit-ups. Some of the things you learn You learn a lot about shooting one, discipline, pretty much working with a team and a group to be one cohesive unit. And that's pretty much what you learn. It's just being together in a team and following orders, doing everything pretty much to perfection. When you graduate, after you go through 3 months, there's another shooting picture. After 3 months, you go through graduation. There's all those new Marines in their little uniforms. It's a pretty good feeling when you actually get through it. Each course has each section of boot camp has its own trials and problems that you go through. You're getting there. You first show up, and you don't know what's going on. By the second month, you're kind of getting in the groove of things, learning, and then by the third month, you're ready to get out of there. And when you get your Eagle Globe and Anchor, I think that's one of the times in my life that I can count on my hand that I've actually cried. When I actually received my Eagle Globe and Anchor, and I became a United States Marine. That's all I had thought about my whole life. And I was just ready to get out there and serve my country the only way I knew possible, the way I would feel honorable. And I graduated in August 10th of 2007. That was my date. And many people think that everybody has their own opinion on what the Eagle Globe and Anchor means. To me, it's honor, courage, commitment, which is pretty much what the Marine Corps is based on. Some people, like some of my buddies, said that it felt like a half-ton dumbbell put on their collar because they felt like it was a heavy load that they had accomplished, and they had so much more to go because it was 3 months they just passed through, and now they have 4 more years to go through. So now that I've talked about some three short things in this speech, so why to join hardships training and how to, when people graduate. It was kind of a hard speech to put all that information in. There's a lot more. I feel like I didn't even touch the iceberg at all. And hopefully there's a reason for you to remember and better understand the 1% of the United States that actually goes through this process and defends our freedom. Everyone has their own opinion on that. And thank you for listening to my speech. And ask me,